My takeaway from the mentorship so far is that I have to get my mind right, stop with negative thoughts, and think positive about what I can achieve. The first step I have implemented is a daily morning routine that includes God. It changes my whole mood for the day. If anyone is thinking about joining, do it, but be prepared to make some changes.
Today, we are going to kick your Turkey Day prep into full swing. I am so excited. Today, I'm going to talk to you about what I'm making. We are hosting this year. I am so excited. We hosted last year, the other side of the family, and I made this amazing dessert I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. But I think as the holiday season comes and we are going to parties and, as we lead into Christmas and gatherings with family, I think there can be a lot of struggle with I want to eat and enjoy myself and not feel food shame, but not knowing how to balance that. So today we're going to talk about healthy habits and weight loss through the holiday season. So stay tuned. Hey sister, welcome to Her Weight Loss Mindset. Are you sick of trying diet after diet and not losing weight? Do you wish you could find easy meal prep ideas for your family so you're not standing in the kitchen yet again wondering what everyone is going to eat for dinner that's in line with your goals? Do you spend hours Googling easy workouts but then have no time to do them because your motivation only goes so far? Hey there friend, I'm Lindy Schlabach, Christian fitness and nutrition coach, encourager, and friend. I gained 100 pounds in my late 20s and struggled for years to get it off. 7 years ago, I found a basic system that works and has helped me lose over 90 of those pounds. I've been working with women in online fitness and nutrition ever since. In this podcast, I'll teach you how to lose weight in a way that honors God without obsessing about the scale, and meal plan and prep for your family, and follow a macro-based plan that allows you to eat the foods you love while you reach your goals. It's time to give God your health journey and watch Him make you new from the inside out. You've got this, sister. Now go grab your pre-workout or your third coffee like me, and let's chat. So I would like to invite you to join my free community. I have a group of women who are wives and moms who are just trying to find some balance in life, and they want to lose weight in a way that honors God without focusing on the scale. And right now we are deep in Thanksgiving prep. We are gearing up for the Merry Fitmas Boot Camp that kicks off December 2nd and runs through the 6th. So please hop in there and join us. You can find the link below in the show notes, or you can go to herweightlossmindset.com. So you heard a testimonial at the beginning of this podcast from my client, Carrie, and you heard from her a couple weeks ago. We did some training. I've shared that. So if you haven't checked that out, I invite you to go back. I think we shared that November 7th, just a couple weeks ago. So Carrie really bared her heart, and she has gotten deep and dirty in this mentorship. There are a lot of things that we have uncovered that we've been able to pray through and work through together and create a plan for her. So if you are someone who would like to work on your own specific intentional goals, join the Weight Loss Mentorship. It is a 90-day deep dive into your own personal journey and learning how to overcome habits keeping you stuck. So today we're going to talk about Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about prep. We're going to talk about how I am decorating my table. And as we lead into the holidays, I really just want to give you some encouragement so that you are really focusing on what the season is all about. So, man, for years, I've lived on my own in my own home for almost 20 years. And I have really, in the last probably 5 to 6 years, felt called to learn to bake and to cook more from natural ingredients instead of just buying boxes. I remember taking stovetop stuffing to Thanksgiving. If you are someone who does that, I am not throwing shade here. I'm just telling you, I was really feeling like if I want to eat healthy, I have to know what's in my ingredients. I have to know what I'm taking and what I'm feeding to other people. So it really called me to conviction to want to try different recipes and things like that. And I was with someone who said, I hate to bake. I'm not a good baker. I don't want to measure. I like to cook because I can just throw stuff together in a pan and I can usually make it taste pretty delicious, but baking, I have to measure. And so I'm someone who loves to eat. I love to cook for people. I feel like if it was a love language, it would be mine. I love to eat. I love sweet treats. I love savory. I love all of the things. But if I'm going to treat myself in a way that I feel God is calling me, in a way to honor my body and to work with my clients who want to do the same. We have to learn to break through the I hate to bake kind of mindset. Because if you've ever noticed, if you're someone who says, well, I don't drink protein shakes for lunch because I want to chew my food. Like somebody spoke that a couple years ago and that became my truth when that wasn't my truth. Like I look forward to my protein shake for lunch. So I've heard other people say, oh, I'm so tired. Like when you ask them how they are, every single time they're like, oh, I'm so tired. Well, if you claim that, that's what you're going to be. So instead of saying, I hate to bake, maybe say baking is something I presently struggle with, or exercise is something I presently struggle with, but I know I need to fuel my body properly. So I have to bake things with natural ingredients. I know that God's calling me to be strong so that I can get off the floor with my kids and grandkids, until like I'm 140. So I want to implement a habit of exercise. I just need to practice that. And it's through God's strength. He's going to lead and guide you. So today, let's just talk about some things that I am making, some things we're doing this year that I'm really excited about. If you do not follow Brittany on Instagram, her handle is eating bird food. Eating bird food because everything she eats and makes is from the ground. Her website, her recipes are absolutely incredible. They're mostly easy to follow. And I am just obsessed with going to her website. I think it's just eatingbirdfood.com. And if you type anything in the search bar, you will just find the most amazing things. If you go to Instagram, you can see all of the amazing things that she's cooking. I highly recommend you pause right now, go to Instagram, click follow Eating Bird Food. So she shared a recipe, I think it was last year, and these no-bake pumpkin bars. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, pumpkin spice. Like, honestly, I could take it or leave it. But my grandma loves pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie once a year. And so I was like, I'm going to just try this. I really liked the ingredients. There were maybe like 10 things that she used. All things that I pretty much had in my pantry. Let's see, I should have printed the recipe, but you can go to her website and check it out. Just search no bake pumpkin pie bars. So it's like cashew butter and coconut oil and pure pumpkin spice, all things that you probably, if you're kind of a baker, you can find at your local grocery store. I shop Kroger, Costco, and then our local Amish guy, and I have found everything that I need through there. So I make the homemade granola. She has one that she uses from a bag, but I found a Pinterest recipe years ago that I make my own homemade granola. So if you follow me at Her Weight Loss Mindset on Pinterest, you can find my Thanksgiving prep board, and it has the recipe that I'm talking about with the pumpkin pie bars, and it has the recipe for my homemade granola. So I highly recommend that you get in there and make those. So I made the homemade granola, pumpkin pie bars. She has this option that you can add a coconut cream, like whipped topping. And if you're someone that's like, oh, I don't like coconut, I promise you can't tell it's coconut. If you whip it enough, like you're supposed to, you'll never know that it's coconut. It is amazing. And you could really put it on anything, not just these bars, and you will not be disappointed. So another thing that we're trying this year that I am so excited about is a grazing table. Have you seen these? I shared the one that I'm kind of not really going for, but kind of in my head, like I want that, like eventually. This is my first one. So, I'm going to have a little grace with myself. But a grazing table is basically like laying out your entire counter. You get like the paper, that we use for like our shrimp boil in the summer, and you cover your counter with that. And then you can set out amazing like bowls. I have wood bowls. I have all kinds of cool ceramic bowls. I just went to the dollar store and loaded up my cart with all these really cute dollar little decorations that I'm going to put throughout my grazing table. So we're going to have it's basically like a massive charcuterie, but we're also going to have like our turkey, our green bean casserole, our rolls. We're going to have all of it incorporated into this grazing table. So you can be creative. That's what I like about it. You can use flowers. You can use fall decorations. You could dry some leaves. You could make it like a family fun affair with your kiddos. Get them involved. They show with cheeses and cultured meats and olives and desserts and grapes. It's basically like a charcuterie board, like on crack, I guess, if you want to say it that way. But we're going to implement that this year, and I am super pumped to see it. So I have an idea in my head. I have a vision, and we'll see if it comes to fruition. My cousin's girlfriend is going to help me. Her mom did one this year. And she said it was a lot of fun. So she's also gathering some things, and we're going to lay that baby out. I'm probably going to lay it out about a week ahead of time to make sure that I have enough stuff to put on it, because I want that baby to be full. But like the Dollar Tree, they had all these cute little like autumn little plaques. They were $1. I got like a little mushroom and a little pumpkin. They were $1 a piece. I think I spent $20 on a grazing table. Like, why not? All right. So this one is a little lame because we don't really do much with it. But when we make our turkey, we use a brine. So Simply Organic, we buy a huge turkey brine at our local Amish grocery store. It's like $11, and we get a bucket from the local hardware store. We used to have a bucket, but Daryl used it for dirt this year. So we're going to have to get a new bucket. But anyway, we do like onions and citrus and garlic, and then we dump this brine in, and we soak our turkey for 4 days. No, 2 days. You want like a 48-hour soak on your turkey. You can shove it full of anything that you want to. Citrus is super good for turkey because it makes it moist. I can't believe I just said that on my podcast. I hate that word, but it's like so delicious, and you don't get the citrus flavor. So that is one thing that we are doing this year. We use onions and herbs, and hubby smokes it on the green egg. Like, he cannot wait. He's going to have his bourbon on Wednesday night. We're going to cook the turkey overnight so we can put it in some broth and leave it in the oven on warm overnight. So it's like percolating in there and getting all of its juices ready so I can make some homemade gravy, which I've also shared the recipe for that on my Pinterest board. And I found the dollar store. I found it like a couple weeks ago. It had the cutest little gravy boat, and it says awesome sauce on there. So I'm pretty sure that even when Thanksgiving's over, I am going to have that little gravy boat out for, like every day for the rest of my life. So I want to encourage you, prep ahead the things that you can. This week, I sat down, I walked through this in my free community, and I wrote down all of the things through the next 3 weeks that I want to do. And then I schedule them out. Okay, so what can I do this week? What can I do next week? What can I do the following week? And then what can I do the week of Thanksgiving? So I know I'm going to make my 10 pounds of homemade mashed potatoes that week. I know I'm going to buy my last minute groceries. But this week I had like a deep clean in my house so that the week of Thanksgiving, I can just do kind of like a bathroom brush up kind of thing. I got all my grazing table things this week. And so I can kind of sprinkle as I go if I find other things. But sit down and think about, if you're hosting especially, what's going on? What do you need to do? What can you delegate? Okay, there are other people in your house. We have to stop like being a martyr of Thanksgiving, and we have to start delegating. What are things that your husband or your kids can do? Can they get out the folding table and chairs, wipe them down? Can they help you day of, decorate, put tablecloths on, set out the place settings, things like that? How can you simplify? The dollar store has amazing platters for Thanksgiving. It's like $3 for 8 plates, I think. Go get some plates. Save yourself some dishes. It doesn't have to be fancy. I think sometimes when we put all this pressure on ourselves to have to nail everything, I'm guilty of this, and have everything perfect, like we take away from some of this specialness that can come from this time of year. Like when we think about Thanksgiving, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, it was a pilgrim time and they were stealing the land. And okay, well, you can choose to think about it that way. I choose to take this month to really focus on gratitude. It's coming into the Christmas season. It's coming into celebrating the birth of our risen Savior. It is like a time where we're finishing out the year. And if you are alive, if you are breathing, you have something to be thankful for. So instead of worrying about gaining weight on Thanksgiving, instead of worrying about, your cranky parent or uncle or, inappropriate cousin who always makes a snide comment about you, let's just really focus on gratitude. Establish a healthy morning routine. Start getting up in the morning and spending your first few minutes with Jesus. Get in the Word. Get in the Word. Let His Word penetrate your heart. Ask His Holy Spirit to fill you, to give you patience and peace and kindness and joy this holiday season, because we have a lot to be thankful for. We have a lot to be thankful for. So I want to know, tell me, what are you doing fun for Thanksgiving this year? What are some things that you can do to delegate, to plan ahead, to have a menu prepared? If you're going to someone's house this year, take something that you know is going to make you feel good to eat. Try a new recipe. It doesn't always have to be the same old thing. I know I want mashed potatoes, not the box stuff, mashed potatoes and gravy and green bean casserole. Other than that, I could do without the rest of it, honestly, except my no-bake pumpkin pie bars from eating bird food. So this is not the time to worry about your weight. This is not the time to obsess. This is the time to focus on gratitude. This is the time to let God's word penetrate your heart. Think of all the things that you're grateful for. Even if you've had a year of struggle and you are still here, be proud of that. Be grateful for that. You are here listening to these words. It is not a mistake. He needs you to know that it's not done. He's not done. If your life is not good, he is not done. Stay in faith. Stay in prayer. Get in the word. Let his truth penetrate the very being of who you are. And there is always something to be thankful for. God bless you. God bless you. Hey sweets, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who may also want to lose weight without all the dieting and restriction? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It lights me up to know this podcast is helping you. Okay, it's time to go make a protein shake and get my sweat on. No more standing in the kitchen waiting for motivation to appear. I'll meet you back next week for another episode. Be blessed.